Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here with another Warhammer Combat Cards balance update. So again, they've posted the developer blog a couple days before the new season goes live. This one will be starting on March 18th of 2024, and the new Battle Pass will be focused on the Tau. And if you look at some of the cards in there, a lot of them are older battle suits, but we do have two legendaries, Commander Calduri, who has Inspiring Presence, and then a Lord of War, that's the Storm Surge battlesuit, which I don't have in my collection, so I'm very tempted to get this Battle Pass. We've also got Commander Shadowsun as the Warlord. They've actually just announced that they are turning Shadowsun into a Supreme Commander. So just like they did with Cawl, we'll actually have two Shadowsun Warlords. One is just the regular one that exists in the game now, and then the other one will be the new Supreme Commander. And we don't have any more information on what that new version will look like, so it'll be interesting to see what they do there. Now let's dive right into the balance changes. Of course, the faction that is getting the most attention here is Tau, starting with the Firesight Marksman. So this guy has gone through a lot of buffs over time. He used to be a lot more points, and they've kept reducing the points, increasing the health, and they are reducing the points once again. He's currently at 3, so he's going to be down to 2 points, and they're reducing the health on him just a little bit to compensate there. In the description it says he's struggled to find a sweet spot. I think that's not really so much a matter of points as it is utility. Like, when you only have 8 slots for bodyguards in your deck, why would you spend it on a card that has no attack and just target acquired? It's just really not as useful as a lot of other cheap cards. But yeah, that is another attempt to make this card relevant. Then we got the Kroot Hound. This one got some new artwork, as you can see, the new model there. They're changing the trait on this one from Outflank to Furious Charge, which I think is an improvement. I don't really run the Kroot Hound ever, but I would like to have like a Kroot deck. It would be pretty nice. Tau, of course, have an overabundance of Outflank. Just so many of their bodyguards have the thing that it sort of gets redundant if you run too many of them in the same deck. Then we've got the Tactical Support Turret with Barrage. This one is just getting a slight buff of +4 to its ranged attack. It does deal some pretty good damage already for the cost, but again, so many similar cards in the Tau roster mean that certain cards just never really see usage. We've got the Piranha, and it looks like with the latest update, they sort of just cropped off some of the artwork on the cards. Hope they fix that soon, because it looks pretty goofy there. Anyway, the Piranha is getting +20 health. I do like this card quite a bit. Able to boost your ranged attack immediately when it deploys, but yeah, this will make it more durable as well. And well, it looks like all the artwork is getting cut off here. The Broadside Battle Suit with its massive cannon is also getting +20 health. Then we got the Krutox Rider. This one is it's a decent card. It starts off with pretty low attack stats, so they're buffing it, giving it +5 ranged and melee, and also a little bit more health to make it more durable, make more use of the Berserk trait. Really love the new model there. It looks amazing. I do like especially running this one with Aun Va. It can get to some pretty crazy attack stats. Moving on to Eldari. So another cheap Barrage card getting buffed here. +10 health and +10 ranged to the Dark Reaper Exarch, which this one, because it doesn't have a melee attack, I actually like using it with the Avatar of Cain. It's of course also useful in ranged decks, but yeah, 61 ranged for 8 points. That's pretty good. Then we got the Warlock Skyrunner. This thing is just getting an all-around buff of +7 to all 3 of its attack stats, so it's going to be punching quite a bit harder. It used to have Psychic Link, which I think was kind of better in a lot of cases, especially if you're running it with Eldrad. But yeah, this will just be an all-around better option in other decks as well. Moving on to Necrons. The Cryptothrall is just going down 1 point, so it'll be 8 points. Then we got the Night Scythe. This thing has been going through a lot of changes recently. They are now tweaking it again, making it 3 less points, so it'll be at 35. -15 ranged attack, and they're switching the trait from Big Game Hunter to Taunt. And I guess the lore supports this trait swap, but yeah, it'll just be a very tanky taunt card that can absorb a lot of damage. And then the Doom Scythe, which has regeneration now. It's getting its points reduced by 4 and swapping the trait to Big Game Hunter. So this will be the new Night Scythe, I guess. Moving on to Servants of the Emperor. We've got the Gemini Superior with Taunt, getting a significant buff of plus 20 health and plus 5 to its ranged and melee attacks. I've been running this one more recently. Taunt is useful, of course, but it actually deals decent damage. Cawl the Tanith first and only guy with Taunt. This one I started using in my Cawl deck, actually, just because he fit in there. The points were just right. And yeah, he's not really super amazing, but he's getting a pretty decent buff here in 15 health and then plus 5 to both ranged and melee attack stats. And the guy with Outflank is getting buffed as well, plus 6 to both ranged and melee attack stats as well. For the Space Marines, the Ultramarines, Reaver Lieutenant is getting a pretty big buff, 15 health, plus 4 ranged and plus 4 melee. Very old card here, it's been around forever, so not one that I really use very much, but he will be a bit tankier. And this guy with Fear, don't really use him either, but minus 4 to his points, so he'll be at 22 from the new season. Moving on to Chaos, the Rubric Marine is getting plus 5 health, plus 10 ranged, and plus 3 melee, so pretty significant boost to the stats there. This guy does count as a Psyker, so he combos with Psychic Link, despite not having a Psychic attack. I've always wondered why he has so much health. Like, he's ridiculously tanky already. He's going to be dealing some more damage as well. And then there's the Lord of Virulence, who used to have Poison, I think, for his primary trait, and got his trait switched to Anti-Infantry. Still not a really big fan of the trait, but yeah, he's getting plus 25 to his health. Moving on to Orcs, the Bomb Squig is getting buffed, plus 5 health and plus 8 melee. Not really sure if this is necessary, because the Bomb Squig I think is already quite good for its cost. Deals plenty of damage, especially with that death blow. It is a fun card, so yeah, I will continue using it. The Def Kopta is getting its trait switched from Outflank to Scout, ranged Scout of course, and is getting plus 10 health and plus 3 to its ranged attack. And finally some minor changes to Tyranids. So we got the Sanctus, getting one of its upgrades switched from range to melee, so he's going to be dealing more melee damage and getting plus 20 health, plus 7 ranged, and plus 4 melee. Kind of a weird alteration there on its stats, but yeah, it'll have pretty even ranged and melee attacks, I think. Be a little bit tougher. And then the Magus with Poison and Warp Surge for a secondary trait is getting a slight buff, plus 5 health and plus 5 psychic. This one definitely had some of the lower damage output compared to the other Tyranid Psychers, so I think she is deserving of a buff. And that is it for this season's balance changes. Now, I was hoping to see a nerf to Belisarius Cawl, the Warlord, because I think he is just ridiculously overpowered. Some people disagree, but like this last season, I was able to blast my way through ranked to Terra almost solely with Cawl. And he's at level 1. He performs much better than Warlords I've had since the beginning of the game, like 4 years ago. So, I don't know, from my perspective, I don't see how you could argue that this guy is not too strong. Like, even at 200 points, he is very good. If you have the right bodyguards, of course. But breaking through shields in particular is just very strong. There's like no counter to him. And yeah, in the latest PvP, the games that I played as Cawl, I was able to win. And every time I came up against Cawl, I lost. But I don't know, maybe I'm not understanding something. I guess the developers think he's okay for now, so he will stay as he is in the next season. Let me know what you think of the balance changes for this new Tau season. Nothing too earth-shattering really, but it will be interesting to see what the new Supreme Commander Shadowsun will look like, and also the contents. I mean, the contents of this Battle Pass are pretty good as well, with the Lord of War and all. So, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.